Guys, shh, we have a Patreon. Link in description. Guys, we're brought to you proudly, associated with Hollywood's own favourite lager, IPAs, stouts, and whatever other kinds of beer there are. modestbeer.co.uk. You can find out all about the beers that Modest have there. You can find out all the secrets of their brewing and everything else at modestbeer.co.uk. Or you can just simply follow the link in the description of this podcast, purchase yourself some Modest beer, and take a wee bit of a discount. Take 15% off using the code SLYPA15 at checkout. There you go. Happy days. Onwards, Modest beer. What you go? Guys, if you want some sweet Sly Guy podcast merch, Zeddy, you can head to visualanticsapparel.com and purchase it there. You can go straight there via following the link of the description of this podcast, and you can get 10% off by using the discount code SLYGUY10 at checkout. That's SLYGUY10 at checkout for 10% off the goods. I might have said 15 there, but I meant 10. Sometimes we make mistakes, because we're only humans after all. Buy Sly Guy merch at visualanticsapparel.com.
I'm the Sly Guy.
Hello, como esta, Vigates? Welcome to this week's episode of the Sly Guy podcast. Hit subscribe wherever it is you're listening or consuming the podcast. Subscribing helps us grow the podcast, increase the listenership, and just improve the general quality of the podcast. So wherever you're listening to this, watching it, whatever, just hit a wee subscribe button and make sure you get this in your ears every single Thursday, first thing in the morning. That's a great idea, isn't it? And now that's out of the way, let me welcome you to this week's episode. I'm delighted to be here. I was away on a trip last week, and I'm feeling good, and I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to have this podcast in the can with this guest. What a time we have, all time. It's my guest and your uncle. It's Micky Bartlett. What a fun time. We're talking to you on the week of the inauguration of Donald Trump, so we chatted a wee bit about that. Then, of course, you get into some sort of highbrow matters, such as bowel movements and getting older. It was a fun episode, as per with Mick. Silliness, goose fun time. Look after yourselves, guys. Subscribe to the podcast. Get on the Patreon. Go and buy tickets to the Mick show if there's any left. I believe it's probably sold out, but I mean, that's no surprise. Mick's fantastic. And this was a fun episode of the Sly Guy podcast. Enjoy.
There's times I've tried to negotiate money for gigs, and I've hit them with a fee, and they've gone, "We're going to give you this much," and it's a tenth of what I've said, and I've gone, 100%.
Yeah. Because you ever do that thing where you're like, the problem is if someone's asking you, you don't know what the budget is.
Yeah.
So I goes, "What's the budget?"
And then I go, "What's the fee?"
The fee. And
What do you think the budget is?
But then what I always let myself down with, I'll go, I mean, this is the fee. However, there's open to flexibility. And they're like, well, we could do half that deal.
Aye.
You know, and you're going like, well, you could. And it's like, it's a weird balance, isn't it? What would you do? It's like, do you ever have that debate that, you know, people be like, what would you rather do? Would you rather eat your mind or suck your dad's dick?
Suck my dad's dick.
And I'd be all day. Because you know what? It wouldn't be awkward afterwards. You'd be sounding like it was a good fee.
Yeah. Should have been.
I'd be like all day, and he'd be a ledge about it.
Aye, my dad taught me how to do that when we went fishing one time anyway.
And then, seeing how
I've been
people
sucking my dad's dick for years.
just for the memories.
I know she's winding you up, that, Mary. Christmas dinner was shite on that. Oh. Santa's not real, don't fucking ruin this. Try and make us kinky, Dad.
But I mean, I hate it when people have argued.
How do you think we got a PlayStation back in the day?
Oh, no. But that's the thing, right? People will go, they'll say, you know, how much would you, not enough money. I guarantee, see if somebody was there with like a briefcase,
Aye.
like you'd be like how much you get, how much would it take for you? You know that guy that sits in the end of the bed with a giant dick?
Aye.
How much for him to bum you? I'd be like, 2 million quid.
Aye.
See if someone's sitting there with like 10 grand, I'd be like, because it.
Aye, 100%. $5 grand, a couple of pints.
Like, see Squid Game? I'd be like,
there's definitely elements you go, it depends what time of the year. Have I just paid my taxes? Like, how much work's coming in?
But then it's like, see if
because the shit that I've done just in comedy, just to fucking keep the roof over my head.
Oh,
where
yeah.
you go, that feels worse than getting bummed, that guy.
Yeah. And you'd be like, I'd rather be homeless.
Yeah.
I'd actually rather be homeless than have to do that again.
Looking at you, monumental.
You know what? Let's talk about monumental. I remember watching
still
that
not quite over it.
and going to myself, there was no real point to how that ended.
It was
Like, it was like, so no one could win. At the end of the day, the whoever was the highest profile guest won.
It
and
was.
that
It's there's something about making TV shows sometimes, not on recent ones or anything. There's one coming out soon. We'll talk about it later. But so with Monumental is like nobody remembers it, but the pilot for that show was me, Aisling B, Adam Hills, Owen O'Neill, and then Roy Walker was the special guest, right? Oh, and Jackie Fullerton, right?
Of course. Yes.
Jackie Fullerton, by the way,
Legend.
potentially one of the funniest people in the world, right? There's something about old school show business guys where you go, you're fucking on, right? I guess it's days before you had camera phones and you're not even on in case somebody's filming you. You're just fucking
ready to go.
You're just a pro, right? So like he was rinsing me the whole way through it, and we're going into the live record, and I think it was in Whittle Hall or something. No, it was Crescent Arts Centre, right? There's about 120 people, and he's holding the door open for everybody, right, like a gentleman. And as I'm walking through the door, he's like, "Now, Micky, there's about 100 people in here. I hope that's not too big a crowd for you." And I'm like, "See, as soon as they say action, Jackie, me and you's going at it." Right? And the show got made because me and him had like a fucking bromance rivalry, so we were slagging each other off, but he was genuinely enjoying when you were winning, kind of thing, right? And the idea was that there was like a gentle roast. Sorry, it wasn't Roy Walker, it was just Jackie Fullerton. So the idea was that at the end of it, you would roast the special guest, but it was like gentle fucking nudging them, right? Between the pilot getting made and the show getting commissioned, they were like, let's not do the roast element, let's just celebrate the act.
Okay.
So you're like, well, so that's comedy taken out of it straight away. Then they had a couple of different rounds, and there's only 2 rounds where you're like, there's room for jokes. So it was, who do you wish was Northern Irish, and what Northern Irish thing would you bring back? Not the Troubles, right? So you're going, right, so we've got
Interment.
2. Yeah, you're going like, we've got 2 sections where you can make jokes, and it's the same joke.
Yeah.
And we did 12 episodes of that, right, with everybody getting a turn. So you were like, what's 12 sixes? 68?
Yeah.
72?
72, yeah, 72.
68, whatever it is, 68. And you're like, so we did the same joke 68 times in 2 years, right? I remember, like, I've said this on a million different podcasts. It's still, in my opinion, the funniest thing I've ever said in my fucking life. And it just shows you how TV really works sometimes. Brona Waugh, her nominee for Who Do You Wish Was Northern Irish was the character Christian Grey, right? So it was that long ago that Jamie Dornan had just been hired to play a Christian Grey.
Right, okay.
And
so her wish came true.
So her wish came true. But no, it had already happened. He'd already been hired,
okay.
but she was like, no, I want the character, right? And it was, a lot of people made the same sort of joke. She was like, it'd be funny, you know, if she's in Northern Ireland, or he's in Northern Ireland, and he's going, get up them stairs on a stage, you girly, and all that sort of stuff, right? And I had this thing where, it was Andrew Max's idea. I'm the only person on the panel that still lived in Northern Ireland. So he was like, you should do like a kind of devil's advocate, like this won't work because, right? And I said, there's 2 reasons why it won't work. One, 50 Shades of Grey, it's all lingerie and sexy fucking underwear and stuff. Like they're passionately ripping open negligees. And I go, do you ever passionately try and rip open a onesie? Right? And then the next joke was also, it's all kinky sex toys, so there's whips and chains, stuff like that. I said, if he's from Northern Ireland, he's going to turn up at her front door and launch a dildo out of a plastic bullet gun. Right? And I remember, like, the audience were it must have been a 2-minute, like, just fucking howling, right? The camera guys were, like, on their knees, fucking, the whole thing stopped. And as people are still laughing, a producer came over to me, like, they were fixing makeup and stuff, because people sweated, right? And as they're fixing makeup, the producer came over and went, you know that's not going to be on TV, don't you? And I was like, that's the funniest thing that's fucking happened in this show.
Yeah.
And you're telling me On the Night is getting cut out. And I remember going, like, can you just send me the clip? Like, just give it to me to have. But they're like, no, that's been erased from all history. And I'm going, we would have got a 3rd series off that joke.
Yeah. And that would have been great to have had.
It would have been great to have had it, like. And then I tried to make that a bit of stand-up, and it just didn't work at all, like.
No.
Just one of those fucking flash in the pan moments, like.
But then, you know what, it's always in the back of the mind. One day you might find if they're right. It might return.
Yeah, but
it's
it's a thing. It's a real rant, and we, if you've ever watched me and Dave on this podcast together, we tend to rant before we do it, and we're burnt out.
And like we're just we look like the 2 stone guys.
Aye.
Peace, bro.
But there's a thing where, and I'm convinced it's a problem that TV has. Excuse me, in terms of making comedy, is that when people enjoy comedy, they'll tell you directly. So they'll message you and go, I really like that. When they don't like it, they tweet about it.
Yeah.
Right? So what happens is Twitter or X, whatever the fuck it's called, is filled with people that will not be happy with fucking anything.
Yeah.
Going, this is fucking shite, this is shite, this is shite. And then TV people see that and then make TV for the people on Twitter who won't like it regardless.
Yeah.
And that's how it ends up being watered down.
Yeah.
That's my fucking
Theory.
That's my theory on
and
it.
I mean, you know what you should just do whatever. It's funny. I think that's in those things.
Yeah, trust
And see if
people.
it's
Trust
on
people to know you're joking.
But see if it's on after the watershed too. You can say, fuck.
Aye.
You know, like
It's done before. The watershed should be done away with, because at the end of the day, like, if you're worried about kids getting annoyed, kids are now glued to iPads and watching shit on YouTube.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? My nephew is obsessed with the Titanic sinking, so he's seen thousands of people die.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, so he's buzzing.
Do you know what I mean? And you're like, well, you want to watch? And then if you watch kids' TV shows, they're creepy as fuck.
Yes.
The amount of innuendos that they put into TV shows to keep adults watching.
Yeah. Also,
And you're like, that's way creepier than
Yeah.
me saying dildo and plastic bullock on the same sentence. Like,
hey, you know, SpongeBob is a 12-inch cock. Like, where's the innuendo here? But like, see, today I was chatting to Holly when we're going to taking her to dancing. I was just chatting there about something. She goes, oh, she drove past this thing, a fucking billboard, and she goes, Daddy, is that a swear word? And I looked up and it was something that wasn't a swear word, and I was like, nah, that's not a swear word. And she goes,
like, thank fuck.
yeah. But she goes to me, oh yeah, sometimes Granda says some swear words, and I was like, oh no, what does he say? And she goes, I can't say it because it's, can I say it? And I went, no. She goes, oh, okay, well, see, he's telling off the dog. He says SH. I went, what? Like, I thinking ID. And she goes, she'll say SH up, if you know what I mean. I mean, shut up. And she went, shh, don't say that, don't say that. And I was like, yeah, that's not too bad.
That's not how he brought you up.
Yeah, and I thought it was going to be much worse. And she goes, whoa. And I sometimes hear Mum say swear words too. And I was like, oh, I wonder, what does she say? And she goes, F. And I was like, oh, what's this going to be? And she goes, U. And it ends in a K. And then sake. And I was like, and she goes, when did she say that? She goes, oh, when she loses everything, her glasses, her keys. I was like, no, she just fully rinsed it.
Oh, yeah. My fucking 2-year-old niece called me a cracker on Christmas Day.
A cracker?
No, she didn't call me a cracker. She called me a good one. Oh. So, sorry, I just realised.
I think he said when he's coming.
My 2-year-old niece is in the bloods. Hey, cracker. Hey, yo, give me that dodo, cracker.
Happy Christmas, cracker.
I want more Russ, cracker. Actually, biscuits. No, so she's potty trained. She was potty trained within a fortnight, right? Kid's a fucking genius. We'll take over the world, right? So we were at my nephew's his 6th birthday party. I can't even talk.
Oh, because we've been speaking for 4
speaking for ages.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of wee lads were playing football. So it was like a bouncy castle, just in a fucking sports hall. A couple of bouncy castles, wee fucking trikes and stuff, and there's a couple of wee lads playing football, and she went running over, and I turned to my dad and went, if she gets the ball off them 6-year-old wee lads, she's going out, they're not getting it back. So she's like an evil genius, right? So Christmas Day I went around the house, and she was like, cause she's potty trained and stuff, she's like, I need to go pee. So she needs someone there's a wee steps she put over the toilet, right? And so her dad was like, right, Mum, we'll go to the toilet. She's like, no, I want Uncle Michael, right? So I'm like, fuck, I haven't actually done fucking pee-pee time before, right? So I'll take her up the stairs, go to the toilet, and as I'm walking upstairs behind her, she turned around and went, why are you following me? Like, oh, piss yourself in. I'm not getting involved in this. I'm not fucking getting involved in hashtag me 2 years old. Like,
but they're so fucking fun. And then it's the sincerity, they'll say stuff, and you go, like, Matilda goes to call me once toilet stuff. She goes, Dad, I've had a bit of a problem. And I went, what's that? She goes, and like looked at me like this, and then I looked down, she just fully shit in her pants, like a full turd just sitting on the ground. She was like, that's a problem. And I was like, yeah, it certainly is.
It's your problem.
But it was
You're
just,
15.
see whenever they like speak to you like they're adults.
Aye.
And like Matilda started putting her hands on her head going, oh my days, like this when I'll do something, I'll be like, waiting for breakfast, oh, just give me Cheerios. I'll be like, oh, I don't have any, just Weetabix. Oh my days. Oh, you're like, why are you so stressed, bro?
My nephew hit me one the other week where he was asking me about my dog. He was like, where's your dog poop? But he was laughing everywhere I said. So I'm saying weird shit like he poops in the kettle, poops in the toaster. He's laughing his head off. And I was like, no, he poops in the garden. And my nephew went, you don't have a garden? Yeah. I was like, all right, let's not make fun of my economical fucking situation. You had fucking Millennium Falcon back if you wanker.
Yeah. No one got over Christmas watching The Grinch. Daddy, yes. Matilda, your belly's bigger than the Grinch's. I think.
Kia.
Accurate, but also fuck off.
I don't know how you do it, man. That's like somebody asked us recently in the podcast, like, would I ever think about having kids? And I've just gone, nah.
Yeah.
Too old at this point. Like, if I was to have I'd be 40 before it was one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not a good time.
Then the only way you can do that is if you get older and older and older, and your sort of partner gets younger and younger and younger.
Yeah,
and
you have to do that Al Pacino style, fucking like, change his butt.
Yeah.
Change my butt next.
Just going from the turning man to the Pampers, I guess. But that is the thing that you have to just sort of go like, if someone knows you can't do it, they just have to be like, oh, he wouldn't know how to do it.
I know. I just, even like, again, being at that birthday party yesterday, and there was just kids running about, and I went home and I was asleep. Like, I wasn't hanging, I wasn't fucking having to chase kids around. Yeah. I go in the bouncy castle, but that was just for me.
Yeah.
But it was like, it exhausts me. I don't know how anyone does it.
And that's hard. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's hard going. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you're like, is that moment of when you climax inside worth it?
No.
It's hard to.
Yeah, I always climax inside bathroom, bed.
Sleeping bag. But I think this is the problem. They confuse you into believing like there's nothing better. Like, see, like this morning, if I wake up in the morning, I hear the door open, and wee feet coming pulling across, and it's Matilda. 4-year-olds are the most fun. That's the best age. She just comes in for a wee snuggle. You love that. You're like, and now within half an hour, you're like, fuck, like,
what do you want?
It's just, and like you don't need to speak as much. Like, you've said everything. I know. You know, I've heard you. I'm sort of, don't worry. But like, why, daddy, why are you doing this? Because it annoys you. I know. It's like, when I was away last week and come home, I was so buzzing to get home to see them. I was like, and within 10 minutes, I'm like, I wish I was away again. You know, I just, you get there, you give them the like, they're such spoiled wee dicks. You give Holly a present. Oh, cheers.
Aye.
Right.
My nephew, because it was his birthday, I took him out and bought him a new pair of trainers. And first of all, he like saw the trainers he wanted. I was like, sweet. Said to the girl in the shop, I was like, can I get those in his size? She literally walked into the stockroom, the door closed behind her, and he went, she's taking her time.
Yeah.
And then he'd wash my car. He was out washing car, and my car was parked at my mum and dad's house, so he like spread water on a bit.
Yeah.
But I was like, do you know what? I'll fucking try and teach him a wee lesson here. But like, if you do a job, you should, get paid for it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I had a tenner in my wallet. And I was like, by the way, mate, there's money for washing my car. And he went, I got, thank you, and just threw it.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck you, man.
You know you should have done with him? You should have hopped him in the car and be like, come on, and brought him to the Holy Lands and showed him what the Roma kids are up to. That's how you really earn cash, brother.
You mean Holy Lands in Belfast? Or?
Yes.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, no. Bring him to the Middle East. I mean, like, this is... Now, when you see there, you wouldn't see kids working. You see kids...
You're like, yeah. More wax next time, or
Yeah.
I'll fucking leave you here. He saved my life, though, because I wouldn't have known I had bald tires in the car until he'd fucking washed it.
See?
I mean,
That's worth it.
yeah.
But then the worst thing is when they do jobs and you're like, that's shit. You know?
Aye.
But then, see, when you trick them with a job and you're like, ha.
He's wise to
fucking
the...
brilliant.
Because my dad thought, this is great, he's 6 now, I've got a fucking, like a wee beard Deliveroo guy in the house.
Yeah.
And he's wise to the whole, I'll time you.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you always
How
do
old's
it.
he now?
6.
See, that's when they start
He's
cutting
cutting on,
Yeah. You know, but I do the opposite. I say to Holly, like, you need to do this. And I say, you can't time her anymore. So I'd be like, you go see how quick you can do it. Now I'm like, see, you need to go and get me a beer or you're gay. That's how I get her.
I leave your mummy.
Yeah. But that's the best one, when we do wee tricks. Like, we're making Sunday dinner at the weekend, and you always need to do, like, basically what you have to do is a ploy to keep them occupied so the other parent can do other stuff.
Yeah.
So Holly was working on her dance for her dance performance she does. Loser. And Catherine's like, I need to work on this with her, but Matilda's always there trying to dance herself, but she's 4 and shit. So can you distract her? And I was like, well, I'm trying to make Sunday dinner here. And I was like, you know what? Figure it out. So I was like, what can I have her do? So I'd cut all the broccoli up, and I was like, what do I need you to do? In order to make this work, you need to put individual bits of broccoli into the pot. So they're on the chopping board. She had to just take from the pot, and I think this is great. And then she's like, I'm done, Dad. What's next? I was like, fuck, what is there to do next? You could fucking mix the carrots in the oil and butter and whatever. So just doing it around. Never took it. And then she'd run out of stuff, and I just ended up putting milk into a pot and said, just stir the milk. So she just, and I was like, is it done yet? Oh no, it's not done. So I ended up just, for about 15 minutes, she's like, oh, my wrist's killing me. I was like, well, fucking work away.
Right.
And the dumb bitch went for it and fell for it. But then she fucking took all the praise when the dinner was made. I did that, and I was like, no, you did fake shit that had no impact on what
you made
I
fucking
did.
pancake batter, you bitch.
Yeah, you stupid. Yeah.
My nephew started doing this thing where he doesn't want to go to school in the mornings.
Fair.
Again, he's 6, he started, right? So I was happily around the house when he's going to school, and he's already wound up and I'm there, because he's like, why are you even here?
Yeah.
And it was like, so when Niece is sitting in a fucking high
Why
chair
were
eating
you
toast,
there?
I just been to the gym, I had to pick up something. I needed milk. I was getting my clothes tumble dried right there. But so I was around the house, and he's like, I don't want to go to school. And my sister's like, well, you have to go to school because I have to go to work. And then my dad was like, yeah, and I have to take my car to the mechanic, so I can't look after you. And my mum was like, yeah, and I have to go do a load of shopping, so I couldn't look after you. And then my 2-year-old niece went, I have baby club. Yeah. Right? And then they all looked at me as if I was going to say, and I have to do something, but I'm just there, a loser. Like 38, getting my tumble dry done, just like, man, school's a trap.
Yeah,
anyway, bro.
fucking
Yeah,
bullshit,
I mean,
bro.
the fucking just fill your head full of shit, man. I mean, fucking...
Bing! I just take a wash and head home here.
Actually got my own tumble dryer for Christmas.
It's a game changer.
Tell you what, fairly drains the electric though.
Oh yes.
Jeez, my meter's beeping every 2 days.
Yes, but it's worth it. You know
Aye.
what I mean? It's worth doing it.
One thing I forgot about though, in terms of, so I don't know why this happened, but I bought a smart tumble dryer. Right? It's not that smart though, because the idea is you can hook your phone up to it, but you still have to physically put the clothes in, so it's not.
Yeah.
So I mean, it makes no sense. But it's one of those ones where it doesn't. I like tumble dryers and washing machines that say exactly what it is.
Yes.
This one's got symbols, and I'm like, no, I need a fucking map.
Yeah.
With a key to figure out what the fucking symbol is. And as a fat lad, you can't take the chance of putting your drying your clothes in the wrong thing.
And you end up the belly top.
Yeah, no belly top. So this hoodie, I've been wearing this for 3 days, is stretched it back out.
Yeah.
In the normal size. My jeans now.
It's a great quality hoodie.
It's great quality. Visual Antics. Great guys.
10% off.
10%
Slag
off.
I 10.
Dexter Jones also if you want to do that. But yeah, there's loads of stuff where I'm just like, my jeans is now like putting a fucking loaf in a pipette.
Yeah.
It's fucking awful.
Yeah.
I'm in the car sore and all. And then you start telling yourself, my dick must be growing.
Yeah.
I must be finally getting a man's willy.
Yeah. But you fucking be closed. It's a big bone of contention in my house, because I'll do the sneaky thing where, like, Catherine will be like, hope you don't have a tumble dryer on all day. I'm like, nah. But when she's at the house, yeah, absolutely. But then if I know she's coming home, we'll take it out and hang it up and be like, yeah.
Actually, I need one because I live in a flat, so I have no washing
Yeah.
line.
But see, we when you have one, you can't go back to not having one. Because whenever we were out of the house for a bit and we were in Catherine's mum, she just doesn't have one. And I couldn't fathom. But then it's like it's only her and her husband in the house. And it's like they're not putting on loads of washes. Like I'm like fucking Doc Cotton in my house with all the fucking washing for the kids and for mine. And for now, like Catherine's like, why is that in the wash? I'm like, because I wore that for a morning. She goes, how's that dirty? Sweat, obviously.
Again, I don't think people understand we're big hairy men.
Seep, yeah.
So like the amount of times I'll change my clothes throughout the day.
Oh yeah.
Is so I'll like get up, go to gym, change that, wash straight away. Then like get a wash, fucking wash up, maybe go do a podcast, come back, fucking I put sweats on, get comfy. I have a gig, can't wear the clothes I was wearing to the podcast. No, 'cause that's all sweaty and stinky. So it's like 3 times a day. Whereas like I'm doing a wash for 2 people and it's all my stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's also something I figured out. Like I was banned way too many black t-shirts. Because you need to have 3 ready at all times. You don't know when you're going to be away for a weekend.
Correct.
The amount of pants that I have is ridiculous. And I only wear 2 specific type of pants now as well. I've got that age.
See, that's exactly. I got some new pants.
Calvin Klein boxer briefs or Hollister long fit.
You know what you should try?
It's
Marks
a game
and
changer.
Spencer's. That's what
See,
I like. The boxers.
here's what I find about Marks and Spencer's and Next is that you'll lose their shape after a while.
The boxers not.
Really?
The boxers
Promise?
Good. Promise.
Because I was mad at the
word.
Next air fronts they were called. They're essentially boxer briefs. But after a while they lose their shape. But also, do you find as a bigger lad, you only get about 3 wears out of a pair of boxers if you're holding them in the gusset?
Again, usually, yeah, but not Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah.
Marks, but then I buy like an old man pair. They're comfy, but they're tight. They're like UFC fight
Yeah,
pants,
that's the
tight.
kind of ones I wear.
Like
I
them.
can't wear loose fit
No.
boxers, and it's not because of my junk, because that's you probably see even on camera. It's not. There's no lump there. It's more that I don't finish a full piss anymore. And a boxer brief will stop that from
Yeah.
running all down your leg.
Yeah. Keeps it in tight.
Whereas a loose boxer, it's like a fucking mastiff's jaw. Just
Yeah, no, you can't be risking that with dicks, the our age dicks.
Aye. Can't wear grey jeans anymore.
Nope.
These canvas fucking combats, that's a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah, because I was going to say, they're risky.
They're quite thick, they're not too bad, but I've got a pair of Jack and Jones ones that are real thin. They're more of a summer wear item. And if I've worn those to gigs, I need 2 pisses before we go on stage. So there's one that's an actual piss, and there's one that's me going just in case. And the second one is the one where I'm like, because I don't need the full pee, basically what happens is I pee a wee bit, and then my willy's holding the rest of it.
Yes.
So I've several times have made wee mini...
A forced down?
Yeah. And then you go home and your dick's covered in tissue paper.
Yeah.
You forgot about it. You're like, oh, it's pretty bad. But look, my willy's got sunburn. It's wet tissue paper. Do you want to hear it happen to me the other day, Dave? Sorry.
Yes, please.
This is a full overshare, right? And it's another one of those moments where we're both approaching 40. And you just start... Like, I have a sore... I'm pretty sure I've got arthritis in my elbow now, right? Just have a sore elbow now.
It's the right arm.
Just happens all the time, right? The other day, I'm sitting on the toilet doing my thing, right? So I have a very strict routine of shitting. I shit as soon as I wake up, and then I'll have a coffee, fucking put up at the house, and before I go to the gym, I psychologically go have another shit. Yeah. In case you have to shit at the gym. The gym's disgusting, so just force it all out, right? So I've done this first one.
I love shit.
Doing the second one, I'm wiping, I'm checking, I'm wiping, I'm checking. And I wiped, and as I went to check, a piece of shit flicked off the tissue paper and landed on the bathroom floor. And I was on the toilet, so embarrassed. Yeah. No one's seen it. I'm not telling everybody. Could have kept it myself. But I was just like laughing and just so fucking depressed at the same time. And I'm like, I know back there's a mess. Yeah. I know it's on the toilet. And like, I've just fucking dirty protested my own bathroom.
But have you ever thought about how it gets to where it gets to? What do you think? If your hole's there, how does it get to this way?
It's the hair.
Oh, you think?
I'm convinced that I have a hairy arse, and once you wipe, you're just the hair's going to give me some. Yeah. Do you ever have moments where you shit though, and you, like if you have a bad tummy? I have a bad tummy all the time, and you're like that's above the water, and I'm now having to wipe a toilet as well as my arse.
Yes. Yeah. I'm finding now my shit's getting heavier.
Aye,
so like I'll do one and then I'll wipe and I'll flush and there'll be scorch marks in the ball. Yeah. Like that's I didn't. How's that happening?
Yep, it's
disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, getting older is not graceful.
It's not at all. And I am only. It's this year is the one year that I'm going right. Okay, it's time to start actually looking after yourself, because I was convinced that it wouldn't happen to me. Mm-hmm. Do you know when you see adverts for like people that have fucking Alzheimer's or whatever? Yeah. Like you don't think it's going to happen to you. Like I'm like I didn't think I was.
You don't think it's gonna? You've said that, mate.
But I was definitely like I'm probably secretly a specimen.
Yeah.
I've just been taking it too easy, and I haven't I could be in great shape if I applied myself.
Yeah.
And then you go, why is my elbow sore? I just had to sleep.
But do you ever get stuff that happens to you that you're like why are we a bit of a? It feels like trap wind, and you're like probably blood pressure. Or something.
I genuinely thought I had pancreatic cancer about a week and a half ago, because I was like, that's really fucking sore. Like, I'm really like. And it was like going into my back, and I was like, oh, fucking hell. Burped, fine.
Yeah. That's
and that's another thing. I'm going, why am I getting trapped wind all of a sudden? Like a baby.
But I said, this is why I said, like the Catherine, I said, I need to have a Coke Zero in my house, not for enjoyment, but to help me belch.
Aye.
You know, and I go, oh, that's the one. That's helped everything move about.
I've started putting, just by sparkling water, and then putting a load of oranges in a wee fucking decanter. Oh. I just have a wee flavoured sparkling water, but that's what gets me through with fucking...
But and then you get the burps out, it's unbelievable. Aye. Like, you're like, I'm a changed man. Like Lazarus. And
I'm back, baby.
This is all I needed.
Yeah. I don't know, I needed, like, this year's the year that I haven't drank since New Year's Eve, which is 3 weeks is a long time for your Uncle Mick. And part of me is like, I never thought I'd enjoy being sober. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, it's all right. It's how normal people live. Yeah. It's dead on.
But then I'm the same. Like I like before Christmas, super fit guy. Really enjoying the gym, eating well.
The weight I put on.
Oh, mate, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm enjoying it. But then I enjoy being healthy and enjoy being unhealthy. It's a weird thing. And then I look at my dad, for talk's sake. I'm like, he's grand. You know, it's no bother. I'll be
couple of pills a day, you're right. Like,
yeah, fucking it's no bother. But then now, like, I need to just fucking get back to it. I enjoy doing it.
I had a point over Christmas where I was like, I can feel my internal organs.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell if it was like from booze or just fat that was built up inside.
That's
me.
what I mean. Like that thing you're saying about having a sore back. I'm like, my back's not sore. Like, I felt like I've got sciatica.
Aye.
And I'm going to coin a phrase here because I was on an airplane. I said I got sciatica. You know,
Yeah.
where you're sat like this for so long, and you're like, and I was walking around the city going, oh, my fucking back's about to.
But you're
cave in
you're
here.
6 foot. Something, aren't
Yes,
you?
I'm just dead 6
Just
foot.
as like
yeah.
6 foot's too tall to be on a plane.
Yeah.
They need to make them bigger.
But tell you
I'm
this,
5'9" and I don't like it.
but I'm also too big to be in a plane.
I'm too broad for planes.
So,
as well.
but I was on like they got a window seat. Been booked in a window seat, and I was like, fuck. And I was the first one in the seat. Just coming back, and I was like, oh my god, I can't. I'm also over the side, so I'm so embarrassed. And then, as I said to their hostess, I was like, excuse me, is the flight full? And she was like, no. She goes, actually, you're the only one in this row, and never have I been happier. I just sat in the middle, and it was just this was glorious.
There's not. How long was the
Great
flight?
time. 2.5 hours.
See, that's probably not long enough to go. I'm taking my shoes off and making a wee bed
Yeah.
here. But
But
the
it was-
times I've had long haul ones, I've got a full row.
I got
It's
one.
fucking gorgeous.
But I go on flying to America with Ethiopian Airlines, which is like you went in and like
What's the food like?
there wasn't any.
Let's not do it.
No,
Let's
no,
not do it. That's just
No, but like go through it. It's like I didn't even know they existed as a
Aye.
company. And like you know when you normally go when you have like your boarding pass and your phone and you go boop, Ethiopian Airlines had a wee paper ticket. They went. Boop.
Yeah, that's much like Ryanair.
Yeah.
I've a few mates like they've
But-
travelled around Asia and stuff on the sketchy ones, like
Yeah.
Malaysian Airlines, and I'm like, I won't do that.
Yeah.
Like, I won't do it.
But I'm convinced, right? I used to have hair before I was bald, and I'm convinced I had a full head of hair until I went to Ethiopian Airlines, and I got the full row to myself, and I was lying sleeping with my head off the side, and the amount of times they fucking scalped me in
Aye,
the
man.
trolley, I was like, guys,
I haven't been on a plane in a while, and I didn't. I thought I would miss travelling,
yeah,
and I'm like, I'm again getting older.
yeah,
The amount of people, do you want to go to England and do a gig? And I go, nah,
no, you're sweet,
there's a
yeah,
PlayStation in the house.
yeah,
Like,
but I'm going away again in the next month on holiday, just
Right.
going to Krakow.
lovely.
And I'm going to Poland as well. And yeah, so I'm going to be there. But so I'm like, I just need to get a few lbs off of that to be
Aye.
more comfortable.
That's I'm aiming for like where I'm going over to Australia in July. Tickets will be on sale soon, and I want to be sort of like I want to get down to 14 stone.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hovering around 15 at one point last year,
Uh-huh.
and then by the end of December it was 16.8. Like
That's good
in
work.
a month.
Yeah, but this is what I think so fucking cruel about being an older man as well. You could take four months of real hard work to lose maybe a stone.
I can put 3 on 45 minutes.
A week straight
Aye.
away. Back fatter than you've ever
And
been.
it's I always find as well that when I put weight on it like it'll happen overnight in terms of the actual
Oh, yeah.
weight. So I'll be like eating like fucking go, yeah, I did alright there, that's no problem. And then like fucking I'll do it again.
Yeah.
And then one day I'll weigh myself and go,
How'd that happen?
yesterday you were 15 stone.
Yeah, like it is fucking scary, and I can always gauge my weight by colour of my piss.
Right.
If a nice clear pee, I'm doing well. I'm drinking
Aye.
water. If it's brown and it's crystals dropping out of the end of
Aye,
it,
yeah.
it's a problem.
When mine comes out like fucking Guinness, I have to let it settle before
Yeah.
flushing. I'm like, that's fucking bad.
It is, but like getting old is stinking and not sexy. Like it's not
Aye.
sexy at
And it's,
all.
I keep convincing myself, you look fine, man.
Yeah.
I got my I'm on my third passport now,
Uh-huh.
and put the 2 passport photos beside each other, and just almost broke down crying.
Yeah.
Like I've been convincing myself that I'm not really going bald.
Uh-huh.
Fuck me, my forehead's huge. like I'm going, it's fine. You're right. And then you see that from 10 years. No, it's 10 years. It's supposed to happen. It's a natural part of it, but it still fucking sucks. Like
I kept my work pass when I left work.
Yeah.
My very first work pass I had. I started working there 13 years, be now actually 15 years ago. So I'd be like, what, 23?
yeah,
And I was like, cute. I didn't even have a beard.
right,
I got enough of a jaw to not need one.
right.
And I had the hair. I was like, I was a handsome dude. And I look at myself now and go, oh dear.
Aye.
Oh dear.
I haven't seen myself clean shaven in about 4 years,
No.
and I'm not doing it.
Don't.
There's no point.
Like I've never felt really like terrible. You know when you look in the mirror, you're like, oh my god, that's a disgrace. Like I've never felt that bad. I've always been like, yeah, that's a problem, but we'll be all right.
Aye.
When I shaved last Christmas, I disgusted myself.
Aye.
Absolutely disgusted. I had no shape of anything. It was just gross. And then like Catherine was looking at me like,
Aye. When I was doing that, I was doing like fucking pretending I was going mad during lockdown. Shaved my head to the bone and shaved my face.
Yeah.
And was fully like, Jesus Christ. Like,
Yeah.
you don't realise you don't have a jaw and how fat your head is.
No.
Until you get rid of all the cover-ups.
Yeah.
And you're just there, just like a naked fat mole rat, like.
Yeah, and it's mole rats aren't sweet creatures.
I know.
No, but it makes maybe that's what you need. Like I think if I had a full proper like breakdown, I would do that head off.
My breakdown's going to be the opposite. Turkey, teeth done, fucking like everything. Pec implants.
Yeah.
BBL.
I mean, you look pretty sweet with the
I think I
BBL.
look pretty good, like.
I think you've got a decent BB.
I don't really have a fucking decent.
No.
I probably actually have a nice arse if you take the back fat off it.
Yeah.
Because I've got that drinker's fat, so it's all.
Like
I'll look myself dead on in the mirror and go, "Fuck, you look alright."
But then the back.
And then I'll turn around and it takes ages. It's like the Universal logo. Like what the fuck is that?
I was looking at my willy in the mirror the other day.
Never do that. I've stopped doing that too. Like.
And then I was sort of pushing the bit of fat above it.
Aye.
I was like,
Get
if I
your
lost a wee bit, my willy get longer.
Yeah.
Like, I think I probably have a 2-inch cock. If I lost a bit of weight.
I dropped a load of weight last January, and I remember like walking about being like, I've got a fucking a willy again.
All right.
Like,
yeah,
it's the first time you pee and don't have to go on your tiptoes to see where it's going.
It's the first time you peed hold it that way instead of that way.
Do you know what really fucking upset me? So I bought because again I was like, right, that's it. Fucking Christmas was fun, but you're losing weight. I went and bought a new set of scales, like smart scales. So it was like, I'll get my BMI, I'll get my. So it said it was like 35% body fat was bad. Then it said 52% muscle. I was like, that's good. And then the other 18% was just dick.
Yeah.
But the problem was, I was like, wearing myself in a pair of shorts and a fucking t-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not good. I'll take the t-shirt off. I'm like, wow, that's shocking. Took the shorts off, socks, watch, and everything.
Yeah.
Just trying to get it all down. So I'm just standing on my kecks, and it's like a reflective glass scale. So I saw myself from that angle, and I'm like, my tits, the lumps on my chest are bigger than the lump in my pants. I'm like, that's not good. Like,
and all you're probably seeing is your wee eyes.
but I swear to God, it was like, and I'm like, I have a cracking set of woman's breasts. Yeah. Like, I've got decent 18-year-old girl tits.
Yeah. Have you shaved those?
Oh, that's the only thing you can't do. But then, like, I've always had tits, right? I've been a problem I've had since I was young. I had that, and I'm in the gym all the time, and I look at myself and I tense them up, and I go, they look like pecs. You're right, you're dead on.
I'm actually flexing my nose.
You can do
just, you're not even thinking, you're just going,
But then as soon as you let them go, you're like, ah.
Yeah.
Like, and when you see you're just from that angle, like, I can't believe any woman's ever put my willy in their face.
Yeah.
Because if you've looked up and seen me, actually, good job. Do you know what I mean?
You know what?
How have you not just phoned your dad and been like, I'm sorry that we have
It is. That's a gross angle, isn't it?
Oh my
like,
God! Like,
down there is.
Like a woman looks beautiful in that angle. You're like, look at you, you're gorgeous.
Stone.
But we just ain't gonna come.
Yeah. Like a fucking boiled egg.
That's fucking class.
Yeah. And if you're doing a face like you're having a good time as well, it looks free. Oh dear.
Being a man is just disgusting.
Oh yeah. And like,
I feel bad for women getting a hard time because, like, you know, traditionally people are like, women have periods and all. Periods aren't gross.
Yeah.
Period farts we can chat about. But men are rank.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever have those moments where you, like, you get the shower and just see the state of your dick sometimes? You're like, what the fuck? What have I been doing? Did I buck a custard?
My dick looks like someone's just gone.
Aye, I like
smushed it in.
Dude, like, if you've been away for a couple of days, you've been at yourself for a bit, and you look at it, it's glowing in the dark. You're like, what the fuck? I've given myself an infection.
Oh, there's things.
And you've no idea how many wee missed pubes you have. And
oh, that's the word. It's like, you know, whenever you give yourself a trim down there, you're feeling like, oh, I'm looking sharp, I'm looking good.
But you don't pay attention. If you never lift it and do that bit between your dick and your balls.
Your base pubes as
well.
Your
base pubes. And so you end up with like a Yosemite.
Yeah. You know what I always think? It's like my dick probably looks like a fucking goat when you shave it because the pubes are fucking long.
And that's like, I remember seeing a porn one time where, do you know whenever you're fast forwarding through the bit where his balls and arse are like, and you're like, and he hadn't done his balls properly, and I was like, how can you have done your balls properly? While I'm sitting with fucking Watsits in mine, like. And shaving balls is hard because your balls don't want to be shaved.
No.
Do you ever know, like, when you get in the bath, your balls out where you retract the thing?
Yeah.
Do you ever notice that when you try to shave them? They go. And
then,
sometimes it's good because they're smooth and you can get a good surface. Fucking go,
I can
but
never
you
get it
can't
all.
find
You can
them.
never get it all.
Yeah.
You have to go for a back cracking sack, I think. And then that's a thought that I have thought about. It'd be like, I'd maybe do that for like a...
Like full waxing, you mean?
Getting married, I was like, maybe I'd do that. Maybe I get the whole all done.
Right.
And then I thought about the process of what would have had to happen.
I
Like, you know what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to get on all fours in front of a wee woman you've
Aye.
never met, and she's just going to have to stick stuff
Or
up
she's
your
going to
arm.
have to lift your legs up like
Yeah.
a baby. And I'll fart.
Yeah.
I know you push my legs back, I'll fart or
There's no
shit.
way you wouldn't get at least a semi.
I wouldn't.
You don't think?
I find that if I have my willy anywhere near
Someone's
anyone
tickling
professional,
your balls and all?
nah, I tickle them, but I'm not into that.
Oh.
It's and I've heard Tommy Tiernan has a great bit about this, about no one's told women, and no one knows where women have picked this up from, but they've started putting our balls in their mouths, and it needs to be talked about. We don't like that.
No, it's very sore.
It's sore. It hurts like. It's not fucking
not
nice.
nice.
And it can't be nice for you licking
No.
an old half-shaved ball bag with sharp hairs because you've had to go with a trimmer.
When you get it out, you're guaranteed
Aye.
solid and stuck in there.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking
Like
disgusting.
it's men are hoaching like. And the amount of time I have to spend washing my arse these days too.
Yeah.
And I have short arms, can't reach it half the time. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a fucking.
You get a B-day, mate. That's the only way to go forward.
I want a Middle Eastern bum hose.
Yeah.
I also want to get stuff in for the toilet.
Yeah.
But that's the game. Is the
Yeah,
I think that's how you know you've made it. A wet room, so I can get shite everywhere. Then just blast it off.
Just going in like it's a block on the H blocks.
Yeah.
Just fucking
I reckon to
everywhere.
clean my arse, so you'd have to attach the hose to a fire hydrant.
Yeah.
You have to get fucking a big wrench. And
Do you do anything with your arse hairs? Or does it get longer and longer and longer? Because I definitely find it's harder to clean now. And wash.
I remember I did trim my arse hairs once, and I ended up with an ingrown hair in my arse. It was very painful.
Yeah, and then I'm sure
I've never
it's
done it again.
The chafage of just...
The chafage of it.
Oh,
it's the
Jesus
static. Your hair's
Christ,
sticking
yeah.
up the whole time. It's like rubbing a balloon. It's so there's I haven't done it in years. I don't think I would do it again.
No.
I think I'm hoping that I've hit a point now where mine have meshed together like a Holocaust fence.
Yeah.
So now I also just found a bit of fluff in my finger, and I'm hoping it's not on my arse. But I think mine have now hit a point where it's like, you know, Devil's Snare from Harry Potter.
Yes.
You shine a torch at it. That's how you perform anal lingus on me.
Yeah.
You go Siri Luma, and the arse hairs all creep back, and you go, what's in there?
But like,
Your prostate's in a bad shape. By the way. That's the doctor. That's the doctor uses the torch for it to make it move.
but that's the thing. Like, I think, you know, when people are like, oh, like things are becoming more commonplace in today's day and age. Like doing stuff with men, like licking men's bum holes are becoming a thing.
I couldn't let my near it. I couldn't. But
see, like I do believe mine, like is like sleeping Beauty. You know, my wee bum hole's there. It's in the middle of it. But the thorns around the castle.
aye.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
you
it's,
need a
and,
brave prince to come in.
If there's a prince that's brave enough to chop down the thorns to kiss that, you know, fair play.
I'm not against it being done. I'm not against people, and I've been down. I've done it myself.
You've done
but
it or received it?
I've never received it.
Well, I mean, let's get...
because I couldn't put somebody through it.
Yeah.
I know. I looked at my arsehole one time when I was about 28, and I made the decision that day that if I ever have something wrong with my arse, I will die.
Yeah.
I will never put anybody through looking at that. I was shocked.
Was it not a pretty
It was not a pretty sight at all. Like, it's not hemorrhoids, it's something else. It looked like the kind of thing you would throw Boba Fett into.
Yeah.
Right? Like, never again.
You're like a baboon.
No, like it's rough. Like, it's just bad.
No, it's not.
I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know why I was like, well, the rest of me's a mess. Maybe that bit's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, but what would you have done? Like, what would you have done if you had discovered it was class? Like, how would you have? What would you,
I don't know.
Would you have been like,
I
here,
don't
lads,
know.
I have a fucking smashing shitter.
Because it's one of those things where I think about, like, if I had a big dick, I'd probably be one of those people that got it out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Can't do that anymore, mate.
No, but
Go
I
guys,
don't mean a creepy way. I would just be like,
No,
look
just
at that there.
generally, yeah.
You imagine God bless me with that.
Yeah.
But that's just me having dick envy.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had a class arsehole, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've never imagined. I've never thought about it.
Yeah. And what sort of colorage goes on down there? Is
a
it?
multitude.
Is it?
It was a coloured chart.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I walk into B&Q and come home with my bedroom, something like that.
It just shine up the walls. Oh no! I actually forced that a bit too much. There was some gurglage
That's the
there.
thing. It happens too. Yeah.
Oh
Like,
dear.
I just couldn't. I couldn't. If I was fucking in love with Sofia Vergara, That's the first hot girl I could think of in my head.
Sofia Vergara.
And she was like, Mickey,
She's
the
sexy.
one thing I want to do is make me so happy. If I could lick your bumhole, it would
Let me lick your bum
it
hole.
will fulfill me as a woman, and I would like to lick your bumhole. I'd go, Sophia, love. Let me tell you something. No, go find somebody else. Go be happy, pet. You're free. And I'd cut the chain off the radiator, and I'd say, away you go. I couldn't. I just couldn't do it.
But I don't think I'd let anyone do it, especially if you like them.
If I hated them, I wouldn't put them through it.
But especially if you love
Do you know
them,
what I mean?
you're like, I'm sorry,
If somebody said to me, right, we've fucking Hitler's come back, right, we've caught him, and just to punish him, to punish Adolf Hitler, we're going to make him lick your bum once, I would go, what he did wasn't that bad. Right, let the man alone. He's been through enough.
I mean, I like the vision of Hitler on his knees and you just backing into him with your sort of cheeks spread.
I do a fart in his face or something. Do you know what I mean? Like I'd let him feel the wrath of it.
And his wee hair would be all over his head.
Yeah, his mustache would fucking blight right off his head. But I couldn't. I just wouldn't.
Maybe it'd be some Indiana Jones type
I
thing.
feel bad for soap when I clean myself.
Yeah.
That's how bad my arsehole is.
And do you use a bar? Do you use the gel?
I use a loofah.
Loofah?
Yeah.
And do you put...
I put like,
do you-
I like to get a loofah real lathered up and give myself a real fucking real good scrubbing. But I feel bad for it. Like I've sent many letters to both Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, there were still tears.
Oh, but this is such a fucking funny... Like, do you ever think about what people do in showers? I'm just thinking about you, like, your process now. It's so weird to be like...
Where do you start? Where do you wash your? Where
I start here.
I start there. Yeah.
And then go under the armpits.
Yeah, I'm
work
saying
my way
chest.
down,
Or,
arsehole,
yeah, and then fucking. I sometimes need to give it like the crevice.
Yeah.
Once a month, that needs a good MOT wash.
But sometimes you need to air that.
Aye.
As well, like, oh, crikey.
Yeah.
And you're like, do you ever get in the shower and you go, whew, like you get
Just
you get a
there's
smell, and you're like,
yeah. Aye.
stinking.
The times where I go, I get really annoyed if my feet are stinking.
That's one thing. My hands and my feet are always very dry because I wash my hands too much.
Aye.
And I hate to have.
You're talking to Sir Ass's boy here. Like.
Yeah, oh, fuck. And then, there's been times where we've been out and I've had cream and you've been like, that's a good, like, you've been rating the cream.
Yeah.
Who was it? Remember we were at Pugs one day and there was these girls who had come up and they sort of wanted to come back and like say hello and they were maybe looking at a photo with us and they were like, I wonder what's going on back here. And we were just applying hand cream to each other, talking about, no, this is very good. Cause
Balmain Skin Salvation.
And
That's top tip for Sir Ass's sufferers.
Because I say, like, I'm very dry from just washing.
Aye.
And
I wear rubber gloves when doing the dishes. I'm not ashamed to say it. Yellow ones too.
Yeah, all the classic marigolds.
Yeah. I'm not ashamed of it because the old dish soap isn't as great. It's bad for your skin.
See, that's probably what's happened to me recently too, because
It'll
our dishwasher's broke. Well, she's back to work. And
yes.
thank you. And I have to jump in myself, and it's definitely causing it.
Yeah, it's my.
So that's good to know, actually, that that's the thing it's doing it, because I thought, why is it getting especially dry?
Are you getting it especially in there? In the weapons?
No, I'm getting it here.
Aye, yeah.
Yeah, this part here, and when you look close, you're like, fuck, that's cracking, I know.
Yeah, Palm, I've got a wee jar in the car, I'll leave it.
I've got some Aveeno in the car, so I'm alright. No.
You're wasting your money. You want to go to Holland Bart? This is not a paid promotion. Balmain Skin Salvation. It's a wee tub and it's like a paste.
Alright.
So and it goes a real long way. So when you use a normal moisturizer in your hands, it'll leave that oily effect in your hands. So you touch your steering wheel slippy. Touch a mic stand, right? This stuff coats your hands, but dries in.
It's a matte finish.
It's a matte finish. It's very great stuff.
I got one that was like it had the Norwegian flag on it, so I was like, if it's
This
good
must
for,
be good, like aye.
if it's good for the fishermen.
Aye.
And then do you ever find when you put it on, there's wee moments you have to yourself. So I'm putting it in my hands, I'm just finding myself going, oh hands, oh was the call. And I'm like,
No, Dave, no.
No, you imagine you're a wee fisherman. You're like, this must be what they're like in the trawlers.
I still just felt with the full Conor Grimes like in a final cabinet.
But no, I just love wee moments to myself. Do you ever have those wee things?
All the times we don't have kids. That's
it.
again,
Well,
it's the
it's
thing.
nice to just have. Like that was the thing when I was away. I was away working last week, and I had a day off, and I was like, this is just. And my first thought was guilt.
Aye.
Because I had murdered. No, my first thought was guilt because I'm like, I shouldn't be able to be having fun. I should be doing like, staying in and working or something. And I was like, you know what? I'm in a foreign city. I'll just try to do stuff. Like I'll go out by myself because There's nothing wrong with that. You know, go out, and I ended up having a full day to myself, and it was lovely. And
Have a wee beer?
Yep, I did. I went on a got early. I was in Prague, and I was like, I looked up again. I don't think I'm a hipster in any way, apart from when I go on holidays,
Right.
and then I become a holiday hipster because I don't like going to all the touristy places and doing all the like. And so when I went to the food, I was like, they have these big fucking cones full of cream and all, and they're like, that's the big thing that the tourists go for. And I was like, I'm not going to go for that. I googled what to go for, and then they got a traditional, like, it's called a kulach. It's a wee like pastry with like sour cream on it and a wee bit of like fresh fruit. Got a coffee, so that'll do me. Popped that in for breakfast. Walked around, had a look about, and I thought I'll do a walk rather than pay the hop on hop off bus.
Right.
So I started at the bottom of the city and walked to the castle, which is probably 2.5 miles. Just ambled up. It was a nice time. Went now, to be fair, when I got to the castle steps, too much of a steep incline.
Aye.
There was actually a beggar halfway up, like doing, and this is the Prague beggar technique, is to like be hunched over the hands. And I was like, you're a spoofer.
Aye.
There's no way you got to there if you're fucking on your crutches. No, wise up. You fucking, I'm not
I
fucking.
think I don't know how to spot the LA one.
Yeah, I fucking on to you. But then when I walked back down, went in there, I researched a nice wee, because now, no disrespect to people from Czechoslovakia, your food's bogging.
Oh, really?
Boiled cabbage, boiled fucking potato,
Aye.
like all wet stew. Like, and then you know when you see a sausage that's like, it's still pink, but it's supposed to be being cooked. It's
Aye.
boiled. Nah. So I just went to find a nice wee pasta restaurant. Went in there, had a nice beer. Just ate it all up. Lovely time. Went home. Great.
Aye.
Just loved it.
See, I always find if I go to a city I haven't been to before and by myself, I try and do like a wee one-man pub crawl.
Oh yeah.
And that's my favourite fucking...
Uh-huh.
I love being in pubs. Just listen to people.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking like, this is class.
See, when it's in a language you have no idea about.
I would
it's
just
hard.
make it up.
Yeah.
What are they talking about?
But then there was a dude, right, came up to me and he was like, and I was like, speak English. He goes, oh, you look fully like a Czech man. I'm like, yeah, I do.
Fuck, all right enough. You look like a Czech woman.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, really?
Oh, no. I do not, mate. This is like, see if you... Czech women are like Victoria's Secrets models. They're all beautiful, and
right.
the dudes look like me. I'd be a stud over there.
So this is the thing that I noticed. I talk about this all the time too. I did like a 2-week stand-up tour around Eastern Europe, right? And I remember being in Romania. No, it was in fucking Serbia, right? And being like, everybody here, man, they're fucking gorgeous. Like, they're fucking beautiful. But then there was nobody that was like in their 30s. To me, it seemed like people are hot as fuck until they're about 28.
I think they all die.
No, but then it's like 29, no teeth, shawl.
Yeah.
Basket of cabbages.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, what happened here? Did everyone leave? They all moved away for work. Or we went, like, me and a mate got drunk, went to a strip club, thinking the women on the street were that hot.
Oh, yeah.
That
What
they
are they like in here?
and terrifying.
Yeah.
That they were scuttling. Do you know what I mean? Do you ever see a pole dancer on the roof? Like,
Like fucking your own ideas.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was terrifying, and it was a same thing. I met an Irish guy at the gig that night, and full culture, like, how are you going by? I've been living here now a couple of years. I made hoe over in the factory over in fucking Dundalk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, who's your missus? And he points at like the woman who tried to kill James Bond after she rid him. Like,
Yeah.
you were like, I cannot believe you're going out with that girl.
Yeah.
He's like, I know, I can't believe it.
But they're all beautiful, and all the guys just look like big.
But there's a strange thing as well. I find that I found a couple of times in my life I've met people from different bits around Eastern Europe, and Eastern European women find Irish men very attractive because we say things like, "Would you like a drink?"
Yeah.
It's the same with American. I remember American girls being like, "I mean, you're so sweet," and I'm like, "No, I'm getting around in like."
Yeah.
Like.
But this is why sometimes you have to go and travel the world. See if you're an incel guy from here. Fuck
off to Incel Island.
You'd have a great time over there.
Yeah.
But like all the fellas, no one that wasn't white in sight in that whole city. But it was yeah, and I now as well as part of it. There's because obviously the people there have their different diets and all. Like sometimes you're like, oh, your teeth are a bit stinking and all, but you know who am I? Different.
There's a thing. What's the fucking thing I was eating recently? It's an Eastern European. Yeah, Ayus. What the fuck are they called? It's like gnocchi, but it's like an Eastern European take on it. So there's like meat and stuff in them.
That sounds delicious, though.
Man. So the first time I had them was in Lithuania, and it's any place where it's peasant food, the whole idea is like you eat this once a day, then you go out and work in a field. But that's enough calories for you to fucking last the whole day. And we were before a show. They brought down two, like the ones I got some in the house.
I
like
nearly
tiny
said
gnocchi ones.
the F word
Sorry.
that you can't say about homosexual men anymore. Is that not a thing you eat?
No, that's like
Scottish?
stuffing. That's an English thing. Yeah, that's like pork stuffing, isn't it?
Yeah. What's it called? I know
Fruits?
exactly what you mean.
Apples, no.
I know exactly what it
There's
is.
gonna be somebody in the house being like, "It's fucking."
I had it for a second. Then
Yeah.
I had to make a homosexual slur
Let me fucking
instead. Bastard.
make a text about this.
What's it? I might do a wee Google search. Do you mind?
No, go on ahead.
Do you mind, fucker?
Alright, I'll go to Eastern
Pierogies.
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 Right, okay. I thought that was a nice beer.
Let me Google it.
No, it's Peroni.
But they're the shit.
Yeah.
Hoagies.
Hoagies, I was thinking about Scottish.
Is a hoagie not a big American sandwich?
It's all same to me, man. It's one word, brother.
Aye, that's it, bro. I don't see
No.
food.
No, because down my fucking hatch, you know.
I'm allergic to shellfish. But long story short, I had food one time. It was nice.
But yeah, I enjoy Easter. Now, when I was there, I had a night off and I was going to book a spot, try and do a gig.
Aye.
But I then couldn't have been arsed because I've been doing the work all day. And I was like, I'm just going to have a wee bit of dinner and go to bed here.
Aye.
And I did. I watched a film on Netflix called Ad Vitam or something. It's a French action. So ridiculous, but I enjoyed it.
Aye.
A good time.
I love a good action movie.
Yeah, watch this one, Ad Vitam. It's about a
Yeah.
dude, a policeman whose missus gets kidnapped, and there's a whole big fucking conspiracy with the
Whole
government. and
brouhaha.
all. Yeah, but what he does is he has a motorized hang glider going through the Palace of Versailles. Pretty impressive.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
It's been a long time since I've seen, like, I think the John Wick movies have changed action movies.
Yeah.
Like, John Wick 4 was so good, I broke out in a sweat on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, because John Wick 1 and 2 were good. 3 was a bit of a
3
dip.
was a bit of a
4
letdown. 4 was
back.
unreal.
Yeah.
I
Wasn't
kind
that
of
the
know
one
it's a
where he
series.
did the big flip with the guy over the dance floor and it was all wet and all, and he's in the ground?
4's the one where, like, they do an aerial shot.
Oh, is that when they blew up? Was that when?
So there's one where he's fighting through these different rooms and they actually have
Yes,
a
I think
bulb,
that's all
so
purple.
it looks like
and
an
all.
old, like a video game from the fucking
Yes.
late 90s. It's class.
And Lovejoy, is that the one where Lovejoy, does he save the day or does he die in it?
I
think he dies. doesn't
No, he doesn't die because he's
No?
still in it. John Wick dies at the end of it.
he?
You think.
Yeah.
But apparently there's a fifth one coming out. There's a Lethal Weapon 5 coming out.
Nice.
Mel Gibson's directing it.
Oh,
And they're too old for that shit. Like.
no, I thought you were going to tell me. Do you remember the one, was Lethal Weapon 3 with Uncle Benny in it?
Lethal Weapon 4.
Oh, I was one of the
It's fly, lads, you click. Yeah.
He was fucking excellent, Uncle Benny.
A funny feeling Mel Gibson fucking made
Yeah.
sure that was in
Yeah.
the script.
Flight lights.
I was listening to Joe Rogan and
Who, Uncle Benny?
no, it might have been the other. But it was hard to listen to.
Yeah.
Like Mel Gibson to me is a great actor and he's done some class shit, done some fucking really bad shit. But listening to him on a podcast, you're like, he would have been one of my top 5 people you can bring to dinner.
Yeah.
Would have been Mel Gibson, and now I'm like, I don't think I could fucking listen to you for more than half an hour.
No, what sort of way? Was he like full of his own shit or?
No,
just-
not even. He seemed real down to earth and normal, but there was just certain things he was talking about that I was like, this is just fucking weird, man. It just feels odd.
Was it those conspiracies and all?
No, it was more about his religion and stuff. He's a real religious guy and kind of doesn't believe in evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Passion of Christ, mate.
yeah.
Did he?
Then told an interesting story about the guy who played Jesus getting struck by lightning a couple of times making that movie.
Yeah. Jim Calvisiel.
Yeah,
Calvisiel.
but he's like, yeah, it might have been God. People were like, it might have been God telling us not to make it, or it might have been God saying it was a good idea to make it. And you're also like, it might have been the fact that you were on top of a hill during a storm on a crucifix.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I know you don't believe in evolution, but science has some fucking
Yeah.
purpose behind it. I think.
I
That
mean,
was,
God would have gone for Judas, surely.
absolutely.
Yeah, he should have fucking
you
been like,
can't.
you wee bastard, you rat bastard. You got fucking...
Or he's being like, Jim, you're no son of man.
Yeah.
Mary, talk to him. Fucking bastard.
But see, we're going to wrap this up now because this is 2 a.m. And what we like to do in this podcast is, it's a SLY Guy podcast. I want you to take the floor if there's anything you want to fucking give off about and you're like, fucking, that winds me up.
I don't know. I'm kind of zen at the minute. Like,
You're zen.
I honestly think fucking having a wee break off booze is giving me this kind of like, man, I'm kind of in a good mood.
Yeah, because I'm going to say your skin's looking good.
You think so?
Yeah, you're like your complexion.
Well, that was
good,
something that was happening.
clear.
I was noticing as well. Was over Christmas I was breaking out in spots every time I drank. And I was like, so maybe I don't know, but I'm kind of fucking zen.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think if anything's really fucking me off the minute.
foreigners.
Nah, I'm alright with them. Man.
That's right.
Trump's president now, I suppose, is that?
Yeah, I didn't get to even watch any of that
Neither did
today.
I, actually.
Like the last time, like who's doing his inauguration? The YMCA boys, the Village People. I think Village People and Kid Rock are doing the music of his.
It's because weirdly I watched. You ever see Fahrenheit 11/9? So those Fahrenheit 9/11 was Michael Moore about.
Yeah, I've seen
9/11.
that. Yeah.
And this is the sequel, but it's like.
What's 11/9?
So it's. I don't know what I don't know. I think it was just because he'd already done 9/11. He'll just switch the numbers.
Okay.
But it was just all about America and about Trump getting in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good documentary because I've watched it about 3 times, and when you watch it in the current political climate, you get this thing of being like, "Oh, America's been fucked for a very, very long time."
Oh, definitely.
Like so, it shows you like Obama pretended to drink water in Flint when it was all poisoned, and all these black people, like people who were like, so he flew in Air Force One. And all these African American people are like, "Fuck it, Obama's here. He's the fucking dog." And then he pretends to drink this, and they're like, "Yo, fuck that motherfucker."
Yeah.
Like, there's one woman who was like campaigning to get the water cleaned, and Obama tells a story about being a kid and picking lead paint off a fence and eating it. And he's like, "So I probably got some lead poisoning." And she was like, "Yo." He's like, "If you had lead poison, you wouldn't be President Obama. You'd be Janitor Obama." Like, I'm not gonna mess with her. I don't know. What do you think about Trump being in? Think it's a bad idea? It's fucked. There's nothing you can do about it. He's in.
No, it's one of those things. Like I've said it before, and I've got a wee bit of heat from fucking people on it. I think you can be annoyed about this. I'm like, it's one of those things in life. It's happened, so you need to just try to hope for the best. I don't think he should ever have been president in the first place. He's a fucking maniac, but he's good entertainment. He's good banter, like, isn't he?
Aye, it'll be interesting to see what the fucking next 4 years is. It's weird. I think
you know what the problem is? How shit Biden was, clearly.
Yeah.
That the fact that they even think that's an option, that just goes to show.
that was the thing that's the thing that sort of, without defending Donald Trump, I suppose this is a gripe that I have, is people that think that Trump is the thing that's caused all the problems.
Yeah.
And you go, no, he's the reason, the problems are the reason he's in.
Yeah.
Because in that documentary they talk about the stuff that the Democrat Party did up until 2016.
Yeah.
Which is just completely fucking lie to people. The amount of fuck ups they've made over the years, and you want the reason he's in is because people are fucking broke.
Yeah.
Not really, but fuck.
But then
I don't trust any politicians.
But no, I also think like people are like, I think to get to that level you're stinking. You know, I think like no matter what you're stinking.
100%.
You're not this glorious clean person everyone thinks. Like Bill Clinton, don't forget, got sucked off by a young woman, and like
he was accused of sexual assault loads of times. Like a lot of people paid off. Yeah. And there was.
But I mean, you look at Hillary and you're like, yeah, I can see why he would. I mean, stray.
He was fucking stunning back in the day too.
Yeah. But then the fact he's getting sucked off, just splurging all over her dress and being like, "Don't worry about it, you're good." I didn't have sexual. You're like, he's a dirty, and he was always on the island, wasn't he?
Loads of times.
Yeah. He loved it. He's a pervert.
Absolutely. But Trump was on the island too, wasn't
he? Yeah, but then he was just like, "I never did anything." But then Trump is a full criminal now. It's gonna like so people vote for him. It just doesn't matter.
But it's stuff like I think even because like the fact that Joe Biden has pardoned his son.
Yeah.
And you're like. You've now just basically given that wee weird conspiracy theory a load of credence.
But also, you know what he should have done? He should have been like, that's my impression of Biden. He should have been like, you guys fuck me, so fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, see if he came out and be like, I'm a president, I can pardon my son. Fuck you guys. And you know what, Kamala? Fuck you too. Fuck all the Democrats. Everyone, just fuck. And like, I get people be like, respect the Biden. And be like, you know what? Fuck all yous. Hunter's a wee fucking pervert. Fuck yous.
There's a great thing. Cause I think a lot of people that love Trump think like, you know, oh, he's going to fix everything, and the whole media is against him. And
he's an idiot.
He's an idiot, right? But he's also as corrupt as fuck. So people that love him think he isn't corrupt. People say things like they've gone after him. No one has been investigated more, and they couldn't find anything. Like, they found loads of stuff. That's why they're investigating him. Yeah. But the clip where he's like, if I become president again, I'm going to fully redact. I'm going to fully release JFK papers, 9/11 papers, They're all going to be there, going to show everyone. And then the interviewer's like, what about the Epstein Island stuff? He's like, let's not be hasty. Yeah. And you're like, you just admitted you were on the fucking island, you know everything. You fucking tramp.
Was Pete Diddy in the end?
Probably.
That was my favourite conspiracy of late, was that he started the fires.
Well, see, that's one of the mad conspiracies, because that was one of the things on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I like listen to Joe Rogan because I think he's got good guests on. I don't like him half the time, because if you listen to it enough, you go, he's going to talk about kickboxing for a bit. He's going to tell the same stories.
He's not funny.
He's not funny. He's run out of gear. But sometimes the guests are good. There was one where he's like, yeah, apparently there was some guy who was caught lighting fires, and he had a UN credit card. Yeah, and you're like, what does that mean? Do you know what I mean? Relax, Joe.
He was a wee black man with an umbrella.
I was weathered in it.
It's Pete Diddy's recycling.
There's no water in the place.
Yeah, but then wasn't there a whole big thing about your man Gavin Newsom had like got rid of so much like fire defence over the last few years? And
I think that was one of the things they were trying to. Yeah. And they're mad into like anti-woke stuff, and you kind of get to the point where you're going, no, you're actually just being a cunt now. Yeah. But they were like, the version they were putting across was that they got so woke with the fire department that now you have people who can't do the job. They're not trained as well. Yeah. And you're like, no, there's no natural water in the place, and you drank it all. Yeah. So the reservoirs and stuff that would have been used to fight fires have been fucked because you millionaire cunts wanted green grass. Yeah. And now your grass is brown. The fires have caught, and there's no. It was pollution to it. Like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
But it's fuck. It's I just think it's so weird. I just think generally politicians stink. Yeah. You know, to get to even like obviously here they're like fuck the Tories, fuck it, and now they're out there kind of like also fuck Labour. I know.
That's like, because I had this thing. I think if Bernie Sanders and Jeremy Corbyn had been elected, right, the world would be a very different place.
Oh, it will definitely be different. Yeah,
there were two guys who like historically were on the right side of history. There was no sex allegations for either one of them. There was no creepy shit. They were just both two hippie dudes who were like, I'm just trying to help people. And then the people were like, let's put them in charge. And then all of a sudden it was like when Jeremy Corbyn were called anti-Semitic, nobody ever went, what'd he do? Yeah. They just went, fuck him then. Yeah. You're like, what'd he say? And it was not that he supported Palestine. That was it. Bernie Sanders were called anti-Semitic. He's fucking Jewish. Yeah.
He looks like the final boss of Judaism, doesn't he?
So that was one of that was one of the things in that Fahrenheit 11/9 thing, was that Bernie Sanders won the Democratic nomination by popular vote in every state in America, and they announced Hillary Clinton the winner. Yeah. So they've done him out.
See, I also think people like that, like Hillary, that's forced upon people, they'll be like, someone just be like, nah, and they'll go for Trump instead.
And this isn't, because I'm a left-wing hippie fucking dude, and so this isn't like a rant about wokeness or anything, but I think what's happened in America over the last 10, 20 years is they're using identity politics more than they're using actual
policy politics. Yeah.
So they were like, Obama, everybody thought Obama getting in, the world has changed, and then Obama dropped more bombs than any president before him or after him even.
My guy.
Right. And then you go like, so you see in that documentary where it's women reading out that Hillary Clinton's won the nomination, and you're like, you're thinking this is going to be just great. Yeah. That women are going to be like, finally, that's the answer. And then it turns out it's like, there's a load of people going, no, we still don't have fresh water. Yeah. It's nothing to do with identity politics. Yeah. Whereas if Bernie was in charge, Bernie Sanders was like, I'm going to tax Wall Street for a year, wipe out student debt, sorted. The year after that, we're going to fucking...
But then that's what happens is the boys at the top are all those Wall Street boys, and they're like, nah, get him out. So like, other Democrats don't have him in. Like,
isn't Nancy Pelosi's been like accused of basically investing in stuff? So she finds out what's going to be good first, invests her own money in it, like makes a fortune, and then she's like, they're saying this because I'm a girl. You're like, no, it's because you fucking didn't tell anybody, and you're loaded.
That's what happened with Kamala when they're like, oh, you can't do it. They're like, but she's also been shit and a bitch for 4 years too. Yeah, you know what I mean, this whole thing, and then she's all like, look at me, and then like, oh no, I'll go for that,
changing her accent and all that sort of shit. Like,
it's just hard to. And then I think it's when people politicians think they're stupid. Yeah. That's when they're like, actually, now, fuck that. We're not going for it.
You need to hang out with everybody. Like I said at the start of the podcast, get off the wings, get in the plane, have a cocktail.
And what a way to wrap it up. There we are. A couple of questions.
Fuck off with that.
You're not getting home. It's only 11:15. Never worry.
Never grand.
Where's loads of time?
What are you getting up at 5?
What are you getting up at 5 for?
Boxing.
Oh, why? Are you doing any more of that, or is this exclusive?
I don't know. I keep trying to talk the rest of the boys into it, but I don't think anybody can really put the time into it. I just like the extreme cardio that it requires.
Yeah.
And it stops me mowing people down in the street when I'm driving.
Yeah. See, I'll never stop that. I fucking can't cope. See, roundabouts and people don't indicate.
Man, don't even.
You should be killed. Let's just fire through these nice and quick. Connor Diver, if Micky or Dave were sworn in as the new president today, what controversial new law would they pass? Controversial? What would you do?
I don't really know if I'd do anything that it'd probably be controversial to start going, here, see all you big companies that haven't been paying tax, you're paying it. I'd get all the billionaires together and I would go, how many billions do you have? And they would go 30, and I go, we're taking 15 of it.
Yeah.
In fact, we're taking 25. You still got 5 billion, you're still loaded. Most of you have. So you're all left with 5 billion each, we're taking the rest, and we're spreading it equally among
I'd say
people.
those guys wouldn't be too keen on it.
Oh, they wouldn't be keen on it at all.
They'd sort you out.
Yeah.
You know, but
you know, present then.
But you know what I think? You'd end up being shot dead like that CEO. You'd be
probably.
be wiped out. I also think that it's the middle crew. It's like people like ourselves. You know, it's the people who are the billionaires are fine, and the ones who are the exact opposite end of the scale are the ones that don't get taxed or hit or anything like that because they're on the benefits and everything's fine.
Well, yeah,
it's also where like subservient ones. Yes, let's pay more tax. Let's do this.
But that's what happens every fucking time. Like,
yeah,
they always it definitely. I remember talking to a guy about Obamacare. It was when Trump first got in, so I was in New York when he got inaugurated in 2017.
See, I was just before that in New York, and I bought loads of Trump merch because I thought he's never getting in here.
It'd be funny.
And then now it's like, oh no, I'm full racist. I guess.
Same thing. I remember like fucking banning it as a joke, and then being like, "That's an Hispanic fucking shop owner," and it looks like I'm being like, "Get the fuck out!"
But
like,
even at the time, all those boys were selling it because they didn't think you'd get in.
No one thought he'd be like.
No, and then you have. I have a mug. It's to be fair, it's a class mug. I use it nearly enough every day. What was his old
Make America Great Again? Oh, his old vice president? Pence?
Pence, yeah. So I have a Trump Pence when they're running. It's a great mug.
I've got a class, it's a white hood. Well,
But
I remember like talking to this guy in America, and he was like, we're at a bar, and he was like, I voted for Trump, my wife voted for Hillary. I don't like him, but Obamacare basically hit the middle class.
Yeah.
So he's like, we both work in bars and restaurants. We've had to move back in with my wife's parents because the Obamacare thing's mandatory and we can't afford it.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to someone else about it, and they were like, well, that's just propaganda. And then Willie T, because he's big into politics, was like, yeah, the problem was it was the Republicans that fucked Obamacare.
Yeah.
So Obamacare initially was going to tax the rich, and the Republicans went, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
Hit the middle classes, and then went, they're taxing you.
Yeah.
And that's how it all works. It's every year they come up with a new fucking thing to blame on the other side,
and
then they fuck each other up.
And then obviously the Senate and the House of Representatives and all is all fucking run by different.
Whatever the fuck that means, like.
I would bring in a final solution to the boats problem.
Oh yeah.
No, that's just a joke. That's silly. You're like, would you?
But you know what I would do? The countries that people are fleeing, I'd go here. I'd go, well, you can't fuck that up. So I'd take the money off those billionaires and I'd put it back into those countries and go, boys, you don't have to go to war anymore, so you don't have to run away from it, so you can go home.
You know what I would do, actually? I start a pen pal thing. So I'd be like, listen, see, write to the fellas in Somalia, like just, write to the boys over in Afghanistan, write them in Palestine, write them in Mexico.
That's comic relief, man.
Yeah, that's what I did, just for a bit of it. I'd just say pen pal scheme, that'd be my move. I go for it. Live your dreams. Aaron says, oh wow, I need some wedding inspiration. Any ideas? That's a very wide spectrum there. Any ideas? Yeah.
Theme it. Harry Potter themed.
Micky will bring his arse.
Yeah.
As the rings can come
I'll
from.
sit in your husband's head and go, Slytherin! And then he can ride you.
In front of your family. What an Orthodox wedding.
I don't know.
I like the idea of birds. Forget about
I like them
Falcon
too.
to come in.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You
know what you could do? That would be great as a prank to play, like in a hidden prank show. It would be when you're doing the dresses, you have the bridesmaid dresses, but there's no cups. You know what I mean? On their dress.
Right.
So it's just the dress, but the ditties would be out.
Ditties
and you'd
are
be
out.
like, this is what I would like on the day, just... And see if any of them would do it.
Yeah, and pick all bridesmaids with smaller boobs than you.
Yeah. And then the best men have the same, but no front.
Yeah.
And then they're just...
And then turn on the video, nah, I'm only joking, but I just want to see who was loyal. Yeah. You're getting the bouquet. Oh, fuck, that scared the shit out of me.
Have you ever seen American Pie 3?
I don't actually think I have,
There's a guy in it who's just a big gay bear, and he's always
Aye.
wearing assless chaps, and they pretend to be like a server in the house. And there's a bit where he's like stepping out of the room like this, and he's like, "What? Sorry, what's your name?" Because he's like, I think that they're having like some fucking weird party, and the dad returns home and he's like, "Who's there?" Oh, he's here to serve the party. He goes, "It is Belvedere," and he backs out, but he's got the bear arse and he has the very funny, very funny. Harvey Gomez, that's a pretty lit
great name.
Was at a show in Belfast Castle, 3rd of January. Boy sitting in front of me was there with his girlfriend playing 8-ball pool for the whole break before you came on, and only realised about 30 seconds in that another act was on. Mental carry on. The people that are not paying attention threw you off?
No, sometimes I think I have a weird thing. If somebody's not paying attention, I never go near them.
Yeah.
Because they're always going to say something dead snide.
Yeah.
And then it ruins the whole theme, like
Yeah.
the whole point of the show. So I remember one time, I actually got in trouble for this, because I was talking about it in the podcast, but there was a couple of girls in the front row of a gig in a town I won't mention, it was Lurgan. And they were like just chatting to each other and they were ruining the whole thing. So I stopped the show and was like, what's going on? Like, everyone can hear you talking. And the girl went, well, you haven't said anything funny. And I just get too angry at that sort of shit.
Yeah.
And then I end up annoying people. What does get me is people not laughing. Like people sitting like, and because I just have this thing of like, if everyone else in this room is laughing and laughter's contagious, you're dead inside.
Yeah. Fuck you.
And fuck you.
Did someone drink your water once or something like that?
Yeah, don't even bring it up.
Fuck.
Right at the start of COVID, right at the start of the pandemic too. Like.
It's either Dale or Dally, I don't know, but Dally Thomas says, Micky and Dave, oh well, Carlos Emphysema and Banter Claus, for fuck's sake, come on lads, get it made. It'll be the best fucking show yet. You could definitely sell out the Ulster Hall, probably SSE too. All the best, boys. I'll look for my complimentary ticket. Ha! Wow.
That could be a good mashup. Like.
Yeah, that would be a lot. I mean, the fans would want to see it. We were flirting with doing something at Christmas, but I was actually fucking.
I think we'll make that happen
Yeah.
next year.
Apparently, that from what I heard is you went to do Lavery's after Christmas too, and I heard it was a wee bit of a raucous night. It wasn't a good time.
I heard myself. I have no idea. I was pissed.
Yeah.
There was a girl got on stage when I was on, and I was that drunk. I didn't even see her get up. She was in the front row.
What was she doing?
She was just like just the real fucking kind of person turns up. I think it's like white belt drinkers, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to say this without being offensive to the person, but she was like dolled up to the nines, thought she looked class, and then was like that face. If I see that face at a gig,
Yeah.
I'm like, I know exactly who you are. I've dealt with 1,000 of you.
Do you ever see what happened when someone stormed the stage with Afro Man once?
No.
I guess he's up.
Is that when he died?
Is he dead?
Afro
Afro
Man's not
Man?
dead. No, I'm thinking the other guy.
Afro
Fat Man Scoop. I'm thinking Fat Man
Oh
Scoop.
yeah, rest in peace. Them, they're similar guys. Man, girl on stage. Because this is an option for you if someone comes. Oh, I did a fart there. Oh. This is. She comes on stage. How we do that?
See, the thing about shit like that is I've seen that happen. Did you ever watch that movie Heckler?
No, actually, I haven't.
It's old school. Like, it was, what do you call him? Jamie Foxx made it. Like trying to fucking save some of his career. I think after dying in Scream 2 or whatever it was. But
That's not Jamie Foxx.
Not Jamie Foxx. Jimmy Kennedy.
It
couldn't be more different. It couldn't be more different. But there's at the start of that, there's a guy playing like a fucking acoustic, like doing a country like party song, and he just smashes the guy with a guitar. And there's a bit of me that's like, if you're on stage and you're like in a fucking zone, you don't know what the fuck someone's going to do when they jump on stage.
Yeah,
you're like, comedians have been punched before. I've seen people getting bottled off and shit like that.
Yeah,
so if you jump on stage and someone swings, who did?
Dimebag Darrell, fucking or Pantera, shot dead on stage.
Really, is that what happened?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Fucking hell. Pantera, they're a good band.
Yeah,
were. But I don't know. I bet it means like if you get up on stage and somebody decks you, I'm sorry, but it was your fault. But
I mean, Afro Man decked that girl.
Aye, but he didn't see her. It could have been anybody.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, look, Chris Rock.
Yeah, I know, but do you wish Chris Rock had have emptied him? Fought back. Because there was nothing more, like, you're like, oh, don't say that. He's like, it was only a joke and all.
Aye, but he didn't even say it was only a joke. He sat there, like, fucking took his speech, crying, oh, thank you so much. Like, yoo-hoo, yaha.
Yeah,
there's
you son of a bitch.
Aye.
Do you know what? It's that bald woman. Bald white face made a dick of him, didn't you? And dumped him anyway.
Aye, are they still up now as well?
Yeah. But he's
See,
like,
but
wish I had
anybody
done
that talks about it, too, like who did I see talking about that when it happened? It was Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey was like, Will Smith weighs about fucking 220 pounds.
Yeah.
Chris Rock weighs about 80. Like it was a bully move.
Yeah.
And then the balls to sit there and take your award, and I think that's another thing as well. It's part of the reason why people are like all the scandals that are happening.
Yeah.
Like it just shows you how fake all you cunts are. You should have walked out.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. And also,
you would have sat there too in case something else kicked off.
Yeah. But then you're looking at him and you're going, no one was really talking about him winning an Oscar, do they? They're like, that's the night you hit Chris Rock, not the fact that you won a best leading man Oscar. Emma wants to know, Mick, how's life living with your girlfriend? What's been the biggest change since you moved in?
Have to lock the door and poop.
Little chestnut.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm broke.
See, we've got new doors, locks on our doors in the house. And normally we do not lock a door. So I locked the door the other day because I just wanted to poo in private. There's no funny business.
No.
And I had to fully explain myself to all three of the females in my house.
Yeah.
Like Matilda was like, wait, why'd you do that, Daddy? Why'd you do that? Holly's like, why'd you lock the door? Kat's like, what are you doing in there?
Aye.
I just want to poo in peace.
Through my entire life, any woman I've been close to, and I include my family in this, again, we've talked about my arsehole being a state, but it must be a beacon for conversation. Because as soon as it opens, the door knocks and it's like, and I can't hear through the door because I have music. I watch videos and play music because I don't like people hearing me poop. I don't know what what sounds are going to be made.
So you don't like people hearing you, but you block. So you think people won't hear you pooing if you can't hear you pooing?
No, it's not about that. I just like to. I'll play music. So
I thought you had your earphones in.
No,
so
no.
You're like, I don't like people hearing me.
No, I'll play the music loud as fuck. So my parents' house, the toilet used to be above. It still is. It's just I used to live there. It used to be above the living room. So and it was an echoey bathroom. My man had like tiled walls and all. So it was a proper like. Do you do those where you like?
Yeah.
But it makes that. It's like them old microphones you get in your kit.
Yeah.
So I play music and I watch videos so no one can hear me shitting. So what happens is someone will come to the bathroom door, try and chat to me, and I'm like, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to make sure you don't hear me.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more embarrassing or hurtful to me than having to pause something and then go, "What'd you say?"
Yeah.
So, yeah, the door's locked at all times.
Oh, yeah, that is very awkward. That happens.
I just can't do
Like
it.
I will pad the toilet sometimes first with toilet roll.
Yeah.
And then sometimes block it with a towel or something if
Yeah.
I don't wanna. But then and then sometimes you try to not make the hoot noises and
Aye.
whoop, and then you make yourself laugh. Well,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
it.
But I just, that's the one time I overshare everything on stage and podcasts, all sorts of stuff. But when I need a shite, that's Micky's time.
Yeah, I love. I'm going to do one before I go to bed tonight.
I do one for
Yeah,
him.
I'll do one before.
I'm going to do
Mickey,
one now. Mate,
It's
great to see
been
you.
a pleasure. Thank you.
I'm the sly guy.